I printed up a translation. I'm going to read it out. It's actually from the Message Bible, which is pretty cool. I was reading an article by Dr. Mike Edwards talking about the 12 spies that Moses was sent out when they got to the Promised Land. They sent out these 10 spies. I see myself a little bit of problem here. When the 12 spies returned into the promised, in from the Promised Land, they gave testimony seeing the same thing. They saw a real wonderful land, say overflowing with milk and honey, or in other words, it's a very rich land. Let me get this. There we go. The thing is, this got that glass half full. Numbers chapter 13, verses 1 to 25. I'm going to go just minute 1 and 2 right now. And this is, like I said, this is going to be out of the Message Bible. God spoke to Moses, send men to scout out the country of Canaan that I've given the people of Israel. Send one man from each ancestral tribe. Each one a tried and true leader in the tribe. One of these tribal leaders, God looked at this Promised Land. God said, hey, look what I'm giving you. This is great. But they saw that nice fertile land, all the big grapes. I mean, big clusters of grapes where they had you buy grapes in the store, you get this little cluster in the bag, right? You get a real nice cluster. These clusters are so big, they had to put them on a pole, get 2 guys to carry them. That's how big this clusters of grapes were. Put that in today's market, you're probably looking at paying a lot of money for that. But they also observed the obstacles to possessing the land. There's obstacles that they had to come up. This is where the half full and half empty comes in. They saw a large pagan population, heavily fortified walled cities, and also some giants. So what happens in here, let me get back here. They come up with some, out of those 12 spies, only two of them gave a good report. The two of them looked at the opportunities that God has given. God gave them a great opportunity. I mean, God gives us great opportunities here at church all the time, in our church all the time. We get opportunities to minister to people that a lot of people that maybe got turned away from other churches, I don't know. There's different things. But the other 10 spies, what were they focusing on? The obstacles. It's too easy to get caught up in that, isn't it? Anybody here ever got so worried about the obstacles you couldn't see the solution right in front of your face? I have. I do that if I'm working on a car. I run into that all the time. I get mad and see all the problems, and I have to walk away for a minute and think, And all of a sudden, there it is, right there. That's the problem I have. You got to look at those obstacles. Somebody got to look past the obstacles. The whole idea of this article is turning your. What God wants to do is take those obstacles and actually turn them into an opportunity. We get these obstacles all the time around here, but it turns into good opportunities to minister. We got a visitor yesterday from, I'm not going to sit there and mention the religion. They came to the door, gave me an opportunity to kind of talk with him and minister to him. I handed one of my cards. He handed me one of his pamphlets. And we shoot fair exchange. It was quite interesting. When we look back at this, like I said earlier, the difference between those two groups of spies is that the two groups of spies, that was 10 magnified the obstacles, 2 zeroed in on the opportunities. 2 saw a half full glass. The other 10 saw the glass is half empty. It wasn't nothing. You know, there's an affliction that can really stick to in the hearts of a believer. We serve a mighty God, don't we? We live with the attitude that real victory, I'm not ready yet. I'll click it in when I'm ready. So, you know. I know you want me to hurry it along.
No.
Okay. There's going to be 4 ways in chapters in Numbers 13 that can help ourselves allow God to turn our obstacles into opportunity. First off, we got to realize that our ministry is God's work, it's not ours. The youth group we get going here, that's not our work, that's God's work. Pastor up here, that's not really my work, it's the work of God. But it's really nice when I see people come forward and I get to do baptisms. I really enjoy that. Right, Aaron? I hate to pick on you or anything, but...
You like the drowning?
No, I didn't hold you in that long. I didn't wait till the bubble stopped. That was...
So wait till you fix up.
But that's a real joyful thing for pastor, of course, and being a pastor, you also got to deal with funerals and other things like that. But our ministry in chapter 1, Numbers 13, 1 through 2, it's real evident that the work of the spies was directed by God, wasn't it? God told Moses to send these leaders out. They're supposed to give greatness land. 2 of them had extreme good faith in God, but the other 10 didn't. Doesn't that kind of sound like a lot of Christians? I don't have faith in God for some things, and all of a sudden, something major comes up and you tend to lose your faith. We start focusing on that obstacles that's getting in our way. We've got a lot of obstacles right now we're having to deal with getting a new insurance. Having all these inspections and repairs done. You don't think it gets frustrating? We gotta realize we've been chosen by the Lord to serve Him where He's placed us. It's every pastor's dream to be in a big mega church or in a great big 50,000 state seating. Let me get the words right. I'm getting my words mixed up. Getting a 50,000 seat stadium like Billy Graham or Greg Laurie, these guys. A lot of them want to be that way. A lot of pastors want that. That's a big goal. Just like these, we got a small group out here. I love this small group. I'm just talking to a bunch of friends right now. But we got to serve Him where He placed us. We look at Numbers 13, 3 through 16. So Moses sent them off to the wilderness, the Paran, at the command of God. All of them were leaders in Israel, one from each tribe. And I'm not going to go through all the names. But if we also look at, I'm not going to go through the names, I'm just going to write down to verse 16 here. These are the names of the men Moses sent to scout out the land. Moses gave there's a Hasha, salvation is the name, son of Nun, a new name, Joshua. Now, we see this, we're called to the Lord to do the workplace where He's chosen our lives. We shouldn't give light to our responsibility, our work. Me. A lot of people will do that. They'll take credit for what God actually puts in their life. God's called us, placed us, God's called us and placed us. Every time we stand in this pulpit, I need to have a sense of unbelievable opportunity to impact somebody's life, anybody's life. I believe I made an impact on some lives here. I'd like to think I did anyways. The hearts, lot, minds. That's why we get this youth groups going. We got our youth group going. I like to impact the young minds. We got young minds to impact. We don't want to have them having false teaching. I'd rather teach them God's Word rather than having somebody filling their minds full of all kinds of garbage. Okay, another. Now you changed my slideshow around, didn't you, Joanna?
No, I did not.
I thought you did.
No.
I forgot I put it there. Okay. It's been a long week. This whole week's been a long week. We see both opportunities. We've got to see both the opportunities and the obstacles. And what happens? You're walking and running down the street here. You're running full bore. You're not even thinking about the obstacles. What's going to happen when you find a wall? It's going to hurt. You're going to be in a lot of pain. I have this fantastic talent. I've got an excellent talent. I can trip over my own feet, trip over open air. I played football in high school. I also wrestled. I wasn't very good at either one, so I can tell you that much. Athletic ability is kind of limited. But we see obstacles, in 17 to 25, it shows that we talked that Caleb and Joshua saw the same problems that the other 10 saw. It's not that they saw the world through rose-colored glasses, they weren't ignoring they acknowledged reality that they saw and acknowledged reality. But you know what? They trusted God. Verse 30, when you go down to verse 30, Caleb was not full of arrogance, he was full of faith. That's the type of attitude we gotta have. We gotta adopt Caleb's attitude, don't we? Faith that God's gonna guide us through it. He's gonna see us through over those obstacles. We gotta see both the obstacles so we don't run into them. And last but not least, we gotta resist the temptation to heed complaining and defeated voices. How many people have you ever run across people that chronic complainers? You got those at work too. Offers a safety lunch and a big old steak dinner and stuff like that for lunch, or the safety piece. There's guys who work that'll complain. Like, dude, don't complain. Those 10 spies there didn't believe God captured the hearts of Israel. They're focusing on the obstacles, the giants, the strong. I mean, it'd be like if I was to get up, say if I was one of the kids back here, if I was they want to try and fight me, they'd be like them trying to fight me. I probably outweigh them by 100 pounds or more. Or it'd be like me trying to take on one of the bigger, younger kids. Sorry, as long as he's not snoring. Wouldn't be the person to fall asleep on me. They look right. They took those 10 people had a major impact on the rest of that group when they came back. Because that's where God had to have them. So, okay, you don't have the faith. Defeat and discouragement are contagious. It's easier to discourage somebody than to build them up in faith, isn't it? To build them up faithfully, it's a lot easier. It's harder to do. It's a lot harder. It's a whole lot easier to discourage somebody. That's just kind of like hanging onto a zip line and taking off down there. Trying to work with faith is a little different story. If you're taking a zip line up, it ain't gonna work. It's hard. You can get up there. Pulling up this. It takes more work to be faithful than it does to be a complainer. But you know what? We can all refuse to be defeated, can't we? In our Christian walk. We're gonna definitely run across obstacles. I still like to tell a story about when I first took over as pastor. They said this church wasn't going to last probably 6 months. I've been, 4 years I've been pastor here? So, don't tell me God doesn't have something planned for Grandview Baptist. We're just not seeing a huge sudden influx of people like we want to see, but we might see a steady growth in here, a little bit of growth here and there. I'm not looking for a mass, huge thing. If it happens, hey, I'm going to praise God for it. Okay, here's a good illustration I was going to do about how great things can happen. About Aunt Sullivan was charged with teaching a blind deaf girl named Helen Keller. In 19 months, Helen had contracted a very serious fever, and both her optic and auditory nerves, her eyes and ear nerves, were destroyed. She would live the rest of her life blind and deaf. Seeking a way to provide her a way for her to communicate with the world outside of her own mind, Helen's parents employed Miss Sullivan to teach her some kind of language. Miss Sullivan persevered through Helen's tantrums and depression until finally, after a multitude of attempts, she was able to teach Helen a touch alphabet. It opened Helen's life to great purposes. To great purpose, and she became an inspiration to the world. What is thought to be impossible, but not. Helen Keller left us many thoughts. Let me share a couple of them here. This is out of the article that I'm reading. It is for us to pray, not for tasks equal to our own power, but power equal to our task. We got to pray. We don't want to pray for the easy task. If we get saddled with a difficult task, we got to pray to God for the power to meet that task. Because God does not call the qualified. He qualifies people He calls. Point 2, the most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. Think about that one for a minute. You know, you can see everything, but if you don't have a vision, what you want God to do, where God's leading you. We try to do it on our own. With that, I'm going to open up to an invitation. If you want to rededicate your life, or if you haven't accepted Christ and you want to, I can be up here I can be over there to the side here to help you out in finding. Lead me through that prayer. It's just a simple prayer. You don't have to do it out loud. You don't. With that, Joanne's going to lead us in an invitation of Him. Or if you have a prayer request, come forward and I'll pray with you.